Hello folks, I'll be your host today, Vesper the Evening Star, here on Vesper's Fanfiction Time. Today we are going to be reading Chapter 6 of You Call It Necromancy, I Call It Making Friends. Now, the audio is going to be a heck of a lot better now that I'm not where I was before. So, I'm going to be recording a bunch of these. I said that last time too, but for some reason they didn't post when I wanted them to. It was a whole thing with YouTube, so I'm sorry about that in advance. I'm usually super tech savvy, but I don't know, life has been hectic. Oh no, I forgot what I was saying. Damn. Well, anywho, let's move on with the chapter, folks. Chapter 6. The SilverStar Guild is probably the most important place in the entire underground. Finding this place is laughably easy, even though it is technically illegal. After all, they don't need to hide. The only ones who are generally unaware of the existence of this place or are stupid enough to try to act against it are young limelights who think they are invincible, but soon learn their lesson. Hero, villain, vigilante, mercenary. Here, labels don't matter, as long as you follow the rules. How are the rules emphasized? Simple. By fear. The SilverStar Guild is supported by all major crime lords as well as the government of Japan itself, although this fact is unknown to most people. The point is, the SilverStar Guild is indispensable for anyone involved in the underground. Of course, everyone who is part of the guild is, at the very least, morally gray. Azewa Shota, also known as Eraserhead, is no exception. He usually comes to the guild to contact informants in search of information about his missions or sometimes about new vigilantes in his area. But this time, he is here for another reason. A new mercenary he heard about recently. Now, usually, Eraserhead doesn't care about mercenaries, but he has heard some disheartening things and wants to know the truth. Specifically, that this new mercenary is the youngest person to ever join the guild. Necromancer? His informant asked from the other side of the desk. Why do you want to know about him? Is it important? Eraserhead asks back. Well, generally I would say no. After all, as long as I get paid, I don't care, the informant replies. But the Guildmaster Star is very fond of the boy. I didn't want to cross him, I never thought I would see the day when Star would get fond of someone, Eraserhead says. Don't worry, I don't want his harm. The informant looks at him for a few seconds, then shrugs. A bottle of vodka, the informant says. That's quite cheap, Eraserhead replies. Yeah, it's not like I have much about him. Anything I'm about to say, you would know if you frequented this place a bit more, the informant replies as the Eraserhead calls the barman and asks for a bottle of vodka. The kid is good, I have to say. Only Guildmaster Star knows his quirk, but he has a group. Another kid who looks like a skeleton, some guy with white hair who dresses like a doctor, a tall guy who carries a gun with him, and a purple cat. I don't know any of their quirks, but the interesting thing is that they made it clear that the kid is their leader. Kid? Eraserhead asked. How old is he? Don't know, but he looks quite young. He can't be older than 8, the informant replies. He's quite adorable. Baby face, freckles, green hair. Right after his first contract, he came back carrying a scythe. Wait, he succeeded? Everybody knows that the first contract that Star gives to every new mercenary is made to be failed. Yep, caught everyone by surprise, the informant replies. I mean, the first contract is doable. What Star tends to do is choose a contract to humble the more arrogant newcomers, which is the majority of mercenaries that pass through the door. But still, I was quite impressed. So, let me get this straight, Eraserhead starts. The new mercenary of the guild is a child, probably less than 8 years old, the leader of the team, with another child, 2 adults, and a cat. And he passed Guildmaster Star's test on his first try? Yep, the informant replies. If I hadn't seen it all with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. But well, ask anyone you like. Everyone here will tell you the same thing. No, I believe you, Eraserhead replies. You are one of the best informants here, after all. Good to know, the informant replies. Well, he comes to pick up jobs on random days, but eventually you should cross paths with him. Eraserhead nods and leaves the guild. He may look calm, but the truth is that he's freaking out inside. Not only is a child involved with the underground, but he's also a mercenary. Eraserhead can't help but be worried. Bakugo Mitsuki is an abrasive woman. She gets angry easily, swears frequently, and to many people she is an unpleasant woman. But as much as her way of showing it is different from most, she cares for her family and friends. That's why when Katsuki comes home one day saying that Izuku hadn't shown up to school for months, she gets worried. It's not the first time Katsuki tells her that Izuku wasn't at school, but every time she asks Unko about it, she says it's fine and Izuku isn't feeling well. Although they have no blood ties, Mitsuki sees Izuku as her nephew. This past year he has visited her less and less, but whenever she asks, Unko says everything is fine. But knowing that he didn't go to school for months, just yesterday she asked Unko and she said he was fine. Mitsuki marches to Unko's house. No more excuses. She's going to find out what's going on. Today, she knocks on the door, and a few seconds later, Hisashi opens the door. Unko isn't home, he says, and starts closing the door, but Mitsuki isn't having it. She kicks the door and enters. "Where's Izuku?" she asks curtly. Unko said he's fine, but Katsuki said he wasn't at school for months. "Mi-chan." Unko appears in the living room. What are you... She isn't home, right? Mitsuki sneers at Hisashi, who then turns to Unko. "Where's Izuku, Unko? Katsuki says that he hasn't shown up at school for months. You just said yesterday that he's fine." "Mi-chan, look," Unko starts. "I got rid of him," Hisashi says. "That little bastard isn't my son, so I got rid of him." "What do you mean?" Mitsuki asks, then looks at Unko. "Wait, his quirk. Unko, is Izuku?" "Yes," Unko admits. "I tried to keep him," Hisashi says, "but I couldn't. Looking at him just made me remember that my own wife cheated on me. I was so angry, no matter what I did to him. The anger didn't stop." "You abused him?" Mitsuki says, horrified. "Where is he now?" "I don't know," Hisashi shrugs. "I dropped him into a forest a few months ago." "Mi-chan," Unko tries to approach, but Mitsuki punches her in the face. "You bastard! You let your husband abuse your son? You let him be abandoned, and of that, because you couldn't keep it in your pants?" she screams at Unko. "You chose this son of a bitch," she points to Hisashi. "Over your wonderful son? Mi-chan, you don't understand. He wasn't supposed to be..." "Shut up, Midoriya!" Mitsuki cuts her. "Don't call me Mi-chan, and never come near my family again." She turns to leave, but shoots a last glare at Hisashi. "And you better pray that I can find little Zu." Then she leaves. But of course, it doesn't matter if she meets Izuku or not. She will make a point to report these bastards for abandonment and abuse. Nobody touches her nephew, and gets away with it. She immediately goes to the police to report Izuku as missing. She demands that they find him, but the police say since it has been over a month, it may be impossible. Mitsuki has to hold back from attacking someone right then and there. Being arrested for attacking a policeman will not help Izuku. That night, she tells her husband and Katsuki what had happened. She definitely did not expect Katsuki's reaction to the news. Mitsuki had seen him cry very few times, but upon hearing that Izuku was abandoned in a forest by his parents, he begins to cry. That night, he confesses to Mitsuki what happened at school and how, although he never participated in the bullying, he also abandoned Izuku. He promises that the day they find Izuku, he will apologize. The next day, Mitsuki takes Katsuki out of Aldra. A school like that will only hurt him. For a few months, he studies online until they find another school for him. They make a point of checking out everything about this one. As for Izuku, the police can't find him. After a few weeks, they declare him dead. Mitsuki doesn't believe this for a single second. If the police don't do anything, she will. She spreads missing persons posters all over Mustafa and hires a private detective to search. But to her despair, there is not a single clue about Izuku. It is impossible to know if he is alive, but she clings to hope. After all, there is no proof that he is dead either. Izuku is blissfully ignorant in the great distress he's causing to an underground hero, and the woman he called his aunt is skipping toward the ice cream parlor. Beside him is Ronin with Mittens resting on his shoulder, and a few steps behind are Frank and Dobby, as usual, bickering about something. I went into the shop one day to get an ice cream treat, he sings as he skips. 'Cause ice cream is my favorite thing to eat. Mittens joins in the singing, meowing instead of using her translator. So many different kinds to try, so many kinds to see. And when it was my turn to say how many scoops to me, I said one scoop for me. Please, one scoop for me. As impressive as your lungs are, Izuku, this is the 5th time you have repeated the same song, Ronin says. Can you please stop it? What, you can't handle a little singing? Dobby asked, looking at Frank, smirking. Dobby starts. No, Ronin points at him. When? Frank continues. Don't you dare, Ronin says, threatening. Into the shop one day to get an ice cream treat, they sing together. 'Cause ice cream is my favorite thing to eat. Is this my life now? Ronin grumbles, making Izuku giggle. Come on, Ronin, you're smiling, Izuku points. I am. And I hate it, Ronin replies. We're here, Izuku says, pointing ahead. Ice cream, he chants as he skips ahead. Ronin just shakes his head and follows behind, pointedly ignoring Dobby and Frank, who are still singing the damn ice cream song. That afternoon, Izuku gets 3 scoops of vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate. Ronin gets a scoop of mint. What a dull guy. Frank gets 2 scoops of curry-flavored ice cream. Coming from him, that shouldn't be a surprise. And Dobby doesn't take anything. He can't eat, and a few weeks ago he revealed that he doesn't even feel the urge to eat. So it's not a problem for him anyways. As the strange family sits down to eat, some people look at them in surprise. Or rather, look at Dobby, who ignores his stares like he doesn't even notice them. A quick glare from Ronin is enough to make most people stop. But some are braver. A girl with pink skin approaches them. She seems to be about Izuku's age. Excuse me, can I please take a photo with you? She asks Dobby, who raises an inexistent eyebrow and chuckles. Sure, why not? He says as the girl's mom picks up her phone to take the photo. They take the picture, with Dobby giving the girl a pair of horns, and then she thanks him and goes back to her table to finish her ice cream. Well, look who's popular with the kids, Frank teases. It's not every day you see a skeleton, Dobby replies, even in a quirked society. Let's be fair, we probably are the weirdest group in the world, Ronin replies. I mean, we are 2 zombies, a cat zombie, a skeleton, and a necromancer. Izuku giggles, putting down his spoon. That's fair, he says. Though it's not like anyone can tell that you guys aren't alive. What would they do anyways? Call the super gravekeeper man to arrest us? Dobby mocks. I'm sure most people would consider necromancy something immoral, Izuku points. I mean, there was a reason why everyone called me a villain at school. Kids are bastards, and I want to fight them, Dobby replies. Please don't, Ronin says. They deserve it, Dobby points. And I'm not arguing about this, Ronin replies. I just don't want to have to bail you out of prison because you decided to murder some elementary schoolers. I'll try to rein my fury, Dobby says, but I make no promises. Meanwhile, Izuku just giggles at the interaction, not realizing that Dobby is completely serious about being willing to kill someone for Izuku. And that is all for chapter 6 today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this. My voice was being very wonky. It still is. I think I'm coming down with something from my siblings, but hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm not, because I really need to get chapters out. But yeah, we got this. And, and I'm planning another video, like a Q&A and a bloopers one. So if y'all have any questions you want to ask me, just leave them in the comment section below, and I will answer them in the next Q&A video. And as always, if you have fanfictions that you want me to read, drop the link, name, y'all know the drill. But as always, thank you for listening in, and have a good morning, good afternoon, good night, good evening. Have a good everything, folks, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.